Hi, Natalie. How are you doing?
Hello. Hello, Gabriela. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. I'm enjoying my day off today.
Oh, I'm sorry that I
No, it's fine. It's fine.
am working.
No, it's a week dedicated to coaching for me.
Ah, okay. How are you doing? I mean, it looks like the weather is so cool.
Yeah, it's really warm. I've been out with a couple of friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
they.
it's it's quite cold here actually. We are a bit desperate. Like restaurants are open again,
Yeah,
yet you need to go out, with your specific kind of winter stuff because it's still a bit cold. Anyway, that's
yeah.
life.
I know that Roland Garros is starting in one week. I'm very jealous.
Well, very often, we have one of these 2 weeks under rain, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
I want Roger Federer to win over Nadal.
So you're passionate with tennis?
Yeah, I got to meet Roger Federer in Stuttgart.
I remember we discussed this. Yes,
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah. We discussed about the dream clients.
Yes, yep, definitely.
Okay. So, what would make this conversation amazing for you today? What would you like to bring?
I've been working on our homework with Rich, and one of the modules we're working on is dedicated to figure out, this is what I do, and I've been doing my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the exercise, and I found it very much interesting. Yet I feel that when it comes to look back and try to figure out what is common in my whole life, I have the feeling it's a bit of a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I see the pieces, but I miss, the one. This is my feeling. I really have this feeling that I'm missing the one piece of my puzzle that would aggregate everything.
Mm-hmm. And what makes you think that it has to be just one piece?
Uh, that's a good question. Uh, because I feel scattered when I have different pieces. I feel I feel as if this was as if I was losing some of my energy. So, I'm looking for one piece that could feed all the others so that I feel, one
Yeah, but
myself.
your one piece, as it sounds, is the puzzle. The puzzle is one piece
True. Yep, I agree.
because you can decide to look at the several parts that are part of the puzzle, or you can create the puzzle and say, okay, I've got it figured out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your choice, it's a basic question in coaching. What do you decide to focus on? You decide to focus on the pieces, or you see the big picture and it's bright and it's shining and it's already there.
I think it's very interesting what you're bringing here because I'm very much looking to see the big picture, but
Mhm.
it's as if I don't have the right picture. You see what I mean? I know I have to build a puzzle. I know I have all these pieces, but I'm missing the picture to create the puzzle.
I remember there was a joke, I don't know if you know it, I'm trying to translate it into English. So there was a child and was playing with his father, right? And he had all these pieces and they were part of a puzzle. And the father was sure that the son will not be able to make the puzzle, right? Because different pieces very scattered. And the son, just creates the puzzle in a couple of seconds. And the father is like, how did you do it? Well, I returned on the other side and there was There was everything put together. So there was this image of a man or a person, and this is how I did the puzzle.
Yep.
So my feeling is that you like puzzles. You want to have something to work on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't. I think my mental is pretty strong. I love to think. I love to decode weak signals and to put some meaning on weak signals I can capture. I'm able to figure out links between all these signals and to put some meaning between them. And usually, people don't see what I see, which means that I'm also ahead in what I see when I'm capturing all these signals and putting some meaning about this. You know, my whole life I've been working on innovation. You know, I've been doing science studies, but then because I was not good enough to do some specialization in mathematics, I decided to do a business school. But I chose the one business school in France that was still providing some tech specificities. And it made that school pretty unique in France. And in my whole career afterwards, this is what I did also. I mean, I've always been ahead of my time, always trying to merge different, I've been specializing in consumer research, which means that for 25 years, I've been using statistics to analyze statistics and put some meanings behind numbers. But when I did it, what was really passionating myself was to be able actually to use any type of passive measure instead of directly asking a consumer to be as accurate as possible about what they felt about an advertising, because I was specialized in communication and advertising efficiency actually. So instead of asking a question to a consumer where it was demonstrated that there was much rationalization, I was using, for example, facial coding or digital passive measure to observe what consumers were doing, and from an observation to be able to translate this into an information, a meaningful information.
And how is this gift getting in your way now?
I think this is what I do when I'm coaching my clients anyway, because I'm really into observation and I'm using all my senses to capture what's happening in the relationship I have with my clients. Mm-hmm. And with experience and with my intuition, I think I'm pretty good at figuring out what's happening. So I'm using it, as a mirror to reflect and discuss with my clients and offer them another point of view about what's happening, because I read what's happening and I don't want to put and project myself on them, but I'm offering what I feel and what I decode in what I observe.
So what I'm getting from you, just analyzing the language, you say my mental is pretty strong, I'm pretty unique, I'm pretty good. You know what pretty is?
Tell me.
It's a word that diminishes your value. So you're not pretty unique, pretty special, pretty this. No, you're unique, period. You're special, period. You're gifted, period. And And when you say, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, I don't know if you saw the Star Wars.
Yes, I'm fond of Star Wars, Star Trek, and all this stuff. Avengers. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we have Yoda in the Star Wars, and he says to do or not to do. There is no trying. So you're not trying to buy a bread from across the street. You're either buying it or not buying it. You're not trying to convince somebody to become a client. They either become a client or they don't become a client. And actually in Romanian, this is what I was discussing with Jill in another session. Trying in Romanian literally means încerc, so walking in circles. It's a word made of two parts, and walking in circle. So your mind doesn't have a clear direction when you say I'm trying to. Is as if I was saying I'm trying to have a relationship with a guy. Will I succeed? Will I fail? I don't know. I'm just trying. I'm not convinced. So it's very useful to remove it from the vocabulary, because we're never trying to do something. We're either committed, and you're a woman that is committed 100%, because I've seen how you show up in all the other sessions and how you are part of the program. So you are committed 100%, so you're never trying. You're not trying to become a better version. This is a normal process and you're becoming a better version.
That's true.
And another thing, look for simplicity. This is coming from Rich. Looking for simplicity on the other side of complexity. Because what I've seen, when we gain more knowledge and we are more aware of, I don't know, we learn new stuff, then we tend to believe, oh, things are complicated or are complex or are, there's a puzzle to solve. I'm not buying in that story. I'm not buying the story of the puzzle. And what I hear from you, and I know this was mainly the topic of the discussion, you follow your intuition. And I was just listening about this. I think it's Paul Martinelli, who says you ask a question to God and he gives you an answer in the form of intuition. That's your answer. You ask God a question like, how am I going to get the man of my dreams? And he says, follow your heart, follow your intuition.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a common thread, that's your intuition. This is how I see it. I mean, this is how I feel it. It's, you want a common thread.
Okay. No, now I get it. Fine. I receive. Okay. So the common thread is my intuition. So then I will tell you what my little voice is telling me right now. Immediately is like, oh my gosh. So I agree with you, because even when I was a child, intuition was already there. And it made me quite different. It made me different. You see, I'm listening to myself. It made me different, or I felt different in comparison to other kids because of this intuition. And I didn't know it was intuition at that time, but I really was able to capture the energy of people, the energy of places. And that was quite disturbing to me when I was young, because I couldn't understand what was happening.
Yeah.
And intuition has always been here in my life. It guided me to my second husband. It guided me to my school, my business school. It guided me in my flat in Paris. I mean, it guided me to choose the school of my daughters. I mean, it's already been there in my life. But I think there's a part of myself which is struggling. I don't know if it is about the word by itself. I mean, I'm struggling because I don't know how to speak about my intuition. Because to me, intuition, as you said, is deeply connected to being connected to something much bigger, I mean, you can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it the source. I mean, I'm not interested in any religion with my clients, but I know I am connected. I know I feel connected each day. And even though this is something which is taking, I mean, the right place in the course of me coaching my clients, and it's coming very naturally. I think what is bothering me right now is how can I speak about this, externally, when people don't know me, like on a website, like, I mean, I have this feeling that this is my signature, this is my specificity. I would like to put some words on it, and I can't, because part of me might be afraid that I am considered as a guru, which I definitely don't want to be.
Are you willing to do an exercise with me right now?
Yeah, sure.
Can you place
Let's play.
Can you place your hand right here? Where is your heart? What is your heart telling you right now? Just don't overthink. What the first word that comes to mind?
Be kind. Be kind to yourself.
What else?
Oh. I feel my stomach. Sorry. I think my heart is telling me that I'm too much focused on my fears.
And what are fears?
Fears to be judged. Fear not to be able to expand my business if I show up as an intuitive coach. And I don't want to say that I'm an intuitive coach, because anyway, many people are saying this right now. And to me, it's more than intuition.
And ask your heart to provide you with an answer.
An answer about what?
So the question was, how can I speak about this? How can I make this my signature? How can I show up and not be considered a guru? How can I overcome the fears to be judged? And how can I extend or stop extending my business? Am I an intuitive coach, or coaching is just a tool and intuition is just a tool, and I can use them both, and this is what makes me brilliant?
I think you said something here.
So when I ask you what is the fear, I don't know if you know from Rich, fear is a mask for desire. So when you say I have the fear to be judged, what's the desire behind it?
To be loved.
Mm-hmm.
To be loved. And this is all what I want to give to my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So that they are in love of themselves first. This is the only way that they can impact the world.
To be loved or to love?
You mean for me?
Yeah, you said to be loved, but is it to be loved or to love and to give love? Because to be loved is for me.
It's to give love. I mean, giving love has been, this is me since day one.
Okay, but you use your phrase was, I want to be loved. So the fear behind, so you don't want to be judged. Your desire is to be loved. And I would ask you, when in your childhood Did you experience this desire to be loved?
Oh,
You didn't get it.
no, but from the very beginning, because I was quite a mature child, very responsible, very independent, and my parents, they didn't have to worry about me because it was running anyway. So I was doing what I had to do. I was pretty good at school.
No, you are good.
I
You are
was good.
brilliant.
I was
You are
good.
brilliant. You are
Yeah,
brilliant. That's good.
I was ahead. I was ahead uh, when I was at school. But maybe this feeling of being rejected has crystallized. I don't know. Maybe it has crystallized when I was 6. So in France, when you are 6 years old, you go to elementary school. I don't know if it's the same in your home country. Yeah. And I knew how to read, I knew how to count, and days were quite long for me. So the teacher, she was kind to me because she was offering me to do other exercise. Otherwise, I would stay like, oh my gosh, what do I need to do now? And she identified that I was ahead. So she had a meeting with my clients, my parents, when she offered them that I jump to the next class. And my parents refused because they were afraid I would fail.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, that was a sign of rejection. You are not worth enough to do it. This is what I received as a child. You are not intelligent enough to do it, brilliant enough to do it.
But what is the worst case scenario that could happen right now if you are rejected?
I don't find any client.
You don't find any client?
I mean, the worst case scenario is 0 client. No clients, no money, no business.
Okay, let's stick to that. You have 0 clients. How do you manage life? You have 0 clients for 1 year.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely ask my intuition. I would definitely dialogue with my source. I would take it as learning. I would knew deep inside of me that there's a learning out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And probably life is expecting that I change something so that I can build my business again.
What is that change? Or even better ask what you refuse to change or what you don't want to change, because my impression is that you are happy somehow with the ways of being right now, but at the same time, there is so much more that Nathalie can bring to the world, and she's just playing small.
Yep. This is what I feel.
Okay, so what can you change? Or no, what can you change? What are you willing, or what do you want to change? How do you want to show up?
Free.
Mm-hmm.
Free to show up as I am.
And you know that our job is to polarize people. So if you show up as you are and people don't resonate with that, they are not your people.
Yeah, I agree.
So when I started sharing about me being bipolar and hospitalized and all the pain I went through, people were supportive. People were, oh, I would like to know more about that because not many people have the courage to speak about. So what I found for myself is that when I'm vulnerable and I communicate from this very honest place and I'm very authentic, and the word here is really authenticity. Like, am I congruent with who I am? Am I showing up as Gabriela, not the fake one, not the one with filters on Instagram? No. Am I showing up as me, as a human being? Am I sharing my struggles, my pains, my worries, my doubts, my fears, my insecurities, but also what I want to achieve? I want to be the first female president of Romania. It's crazy for some people, but returning to what you said, God gave me this vision. So how can other people understand when God gave only me this vision, right?
I want to be a teacher at Mind Valley, and I want to write a bestseller, and I want to create my own community, and I want to create an association for.
Okay, can you write down everything you're saying?
Yeah. Actually, I've already written this down.
Okay.
I have my own page. It's here on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
I have everything, but there's a strong resistance somewhere deep inside of me. There's a strong resistance.
Yeah, because you just added the word but. You don't say, okay, I have it on my wall, it's here, I'm gonna work on it. You say, oh, but there's always something, I have now taken a class with Tony Robbins and Ingraziosi, and he says if you have one foot on the door and you want out, you're not fully committed. You're not gonna make it. I can tell you right now because you have one foot on the door. So each time you are saying but, you have one foot on the door, and you want to look for alternatives. But when you say I have this vision that's bigger than life, I have this mission that's bigger than life, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. You know what Rich says, a vision that nothing will stop you. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I don't know how many years it's gonna take, right? It could take years for you to become that,
Sure.
businesswoman. Are you committed to that?
Yeah, I am committed to that. I think it's more like, how do I translate this into words? How do I dare to say? Well, I dare to say to my clients, I want to be a teacher at Mind Valley. I want to have my association.
Okay, stop right there.
Share individually.
You know what Vision said? You saw the last video from Vision on Mind Valley, I think on Instagram. You want to know how, right? You want the how.
Yeah.
Okay, and Vision says you need the what, so what you want to accomplish, and you need the why. Why do you want this? The how is not your problem.
I know.
How is in the hands of the universe. So do you have a what, and do you have a strong enough why? Why do you want to be a teacher at Mind Valley? Why? Why do you want to write a bestseller book?
Because I want to help people like me who have such a strong mental, because I have a very strong one. And all these people who feel they could do something for the world, they want to contribute, and they have this feeling that they're missing something. And I want to help them drop their mental resistance, actually, to connect with their soul.
What is the title of the book?
It's something like Drive Your Life with your board, with your spiritual board, or board of angels, or something like that.
And the shorter version?
Of the title?
I didn't feel it, sorry.
I don't know. I don't have a shorter version.
But you can write, you can name the book at the end. What's the book about?
It's about trusting the universe. It's about knowing that you're not alone. You've never been alone, and you will never be alone.
Okay, so
it's dancing with the universe. It's understanding that life is a journey, and and it's a journey where you never stop learning, actually. And any type of difficulty you face in your life is an opportunity to learn and to get truer to yourself, you know.
Is this book
And it's
what do you mean?
and to me, life is about contributing. Life is not about me. Life is about doing your best to make this world a better world.
Mm-hmm. So you say that you're writing a book where you teach other people how to trust the universe, right? So trusting the universe, we clarified, is related to the how. And you still want to know the how, or you're just trusting the universe?
I'm not sure I get your question. I mean, trusting the universe is providing the how? This is your question?
Yeah.
It's not only the how, I mean, we are the universe. So it's also about the mission.
Okay, how much of this book did you already write?
I just began my interviews with leaders. I got an interview with a woman who's been awarded L'Oréal UNESCO, a scientist who's been awarded by L'Oréal and UNESCO for her research on quantum physics. That was fantastic, this interview. And I have another one coming up this week.
Is this book written in French, or it will be in English straight away?
That's a good question. Actually, I never thought about writing in English. I learn a lot in English. Sometimes I dream in English, sometimes I think in English. Might be in English.
You know, because I was also considering about writing a book, and I had 3 titles. I had a discussion with a coach and she gave me another title. And yesterday I went to the church and I received this message. Your book is going to be called Divine Grace.
Oh, so
Grazie Divino in Romania.
Si.
Yeah, Divine Grace. Because I had all these other, you know, titles and they were like, I know what I want to write about. But basically when I say Divine Grace, that's about my love story. That's about how I met the man of my dreams and how I'm going to marry him and how I'm going to be the first female president of Romania and how I'm going to make an impact even bigger than I'm doing right now.
I love it.
So I will write the book actually before everything is going to happen. And I'm going to write the book and I decided, okay, it's going to be written and I'm going to hand him the book. Please read. It's about you and it's about me. It's about us. So I'm going to read my story before happening, before turning it into reality.
I love the process. This is visualization.
Maybe it's intuition, maybe it's a combination of both, maybe it's a calling, I don't know.
Okay.
So I want to tell you a quote from Pablo Picasso who says, inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. So inspiration does exist, but it has to find you working.
I think there's a gap between who I am, how I really coach clients, because when I'm in a session, I forget everything. There is no more fear. I'm just here. And how I speak about myself, and I'm fed up, really fed up about this, right? I know I have to change my website. I know website is not, this is not the key topic, but it's like your LinkedIn profile, it's like your Insta profile. Do you see what I mean? If I had one sentence that would be crazy enough to figure out who I am, hey, this is probably what I'm looking for. How unique.
I didn't have one sentence, I had 4 sentences.
Where?
On my LinkedIn. So I said this: I am both an engineer and a coach. I search for the glimpse of genius in people. This is why I have a podcast called Glimpse of Genius, and I have you as a guest. So I am both an engineer and a coach. I search for the glimpse of genius in people. I help them on their road to success, because this is what I want to do, right? Help people on their road to success. And I look for excellence, like in capitals, beyond all limiting beliefs. 4 sentences. And I didn't have to I don't know, copy somebody or use words that are not mine. Funny enough, a couple of months later, I'm in a program called Transition Excellence. If I read all the stuff that I wrote, I also put excellence, like in capital letters. So this is what I'm freaking about. I'm about being excellent in all areas of my life. So it came, it came. And what I realize is when I start writing, I don't know what I'm writing about. It's like when you start a coaching session, right? You don't know where the discussion is going to go.
Yes.
But it comes, it flows. But you got to start, writing. It's exercising. You know what Rich says? You're going to hate the first 50 articles, so write them anyway. And after 100 articles...
I have them. I have a Facebook group, I have a newsletter. It's easier for me to share stories, and even if it's mine, because I don't have to summarize. When it comes, what is driving me nuts, it's summarizing. Picking up a piece, that's fine. Telling about the piece, that's fine. No trouble at all. But this is, and that's why I got quite angry at myself with this exercise, and the question from which is, what is this? This is what I do, and I've been doing my whole life. For me, it was like.
Yeah, but he was referring to coaching, if I'm not wrong.
Right. So I didn't hear you.
He was referring to coaching. So he says when
I know.
Yeah, I've been a coach for most of my life. This is what he said.
Yeah, but you want to give some details about I've been a coach my whole life,
Yeah, and you can do something similar. I said, I'm both an engineer and a coach. I search for the glimpse of genius in people. I help them on the road to success. I look for excellence beyond all limiting beliefs. And it came from me. So I think it's, it's I don't want to call it deep inner work, but it's, you know what I mean?
I know. I've been doing deep inner work for a while. Yep, I know.
So who is Nathalie?
But that's my question.
Yeah, and I'm asking you now, who is Nathalie? Nathalie, nice to meet you. I'm Gabriela. Who are you?
You mean as a coach?
Who are you?
I'm a mom of 2 daughters. I'm 53. You know what? I don't like to speak about myself. I just don't like to speak about myself in that way.
But you don't have to speak about yourself.
But this is what I'm doing right now. And this is all what I had, because for me it's like ego. It's ego speaking. And something is really inside of me, very harsh on me when I do so. It's like, no. And this is probably why there's emotion here. You see what I mean? It's not humble. And there's a battle between my ego and humility. And it's quite strong. And probably this is why I can't find my answer.
But that is a great battle to have.
It's a great battle to help or to have? I didn't get it.
It's a great battle to have between the ego.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but it's a battle between the ego and being humble. You know, this guy that I was talking to you about, he has on Instagram, his first line is stay humble. Stay humble. And I remember I was discussing to an older person a couple of time ago, and he said to learn and to remain humble. So maybe your book could be about the battle between the ego and staying humble. You know what Rich says, what's the book that you are scared to write? Not the book that you want to write, that's easy. That's easy. The book that you are afraid to write.
Yep. It's funny because, you know, the way the universe speaks to me, or God, or whatever, I mean, source, the divine grace is speaking to me is by repetition, usually speaking, unless when I'm in a coaching session and I received information I need to receive, and that's it. But when it's about myself, it's about repetitive messages. And the one I've been receiving this week was about being humble. And when the interview I had with the scientist, this is exactly what I said to myself about her. She's a genius, genius and humble.
And my opinion is that we are all geniuses. There is, every single person on this planet is a genius.
I agree.
Right? But they do not know it, or they do not own it, or they do not know, okay, I'm a genius, but in what area, in what domain, what is my zone of genius, you know?
You know, because it's as if saying genius is not humble. Because for me, I have the whole story behind what is genius, like smarter than other people, you know, brilliant and ahead and not, yeah, okay. I think this is my daughter actually.
But what is wrong with being a genius? I remember Salvador Dali used to say, if you think about yourself every single day that you're a genius, you're gonna end up being one. You repeat yourself like every single day. And I think it's a distinction between, okay, being humble. What's wrong with being a genius? You can impact the world. For me, Roger Federer, as we started the discussion, he's a genius.
Definitely.
Does he have an impact in the world?
Yeah, he does.
Vishen Lakhiani is a genius. Does he have an impact in the world?
Yeah, definitely.
So what is wrong with being a genius? Because I believe about myself, yes, I'm brilliant. Sorry, you know, there was, I think, I forgot her name, but she said, if you cannot stand my light, it's your problem. You cannot stand my light. but I am light. I am, you know, if you cannot stand it, it's not my fault.
Mm.
So when you know about yourself that, oh, I'm brilliant, and you own it, people have, you know, they will go silent. Or as she says, they will want to be in your proximity. Like, oh my God, she's fucking awesome. I want to be near her. When I met Roger Federer, there was a kid, and he took a photo with Roger Federer, and he was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I don't believe Roger Federer, he took a photo with me. That is the impact, you know? When you own your brilliance, and I think this title resonates more in my head now, like owning your brilliance, you know? When you own your brilliance, because you said, you know, I'm pretty unique. I was different. I knew I was ahead. That's your story. This is what you want to write about. I knew I was different. I knew I was, you know, pretty unique, pretty damn special, pretty ahead of the class. Guess what? These are the people who have a massive impact in the world. And you can feel my energy rising right now because I'm.
Oh yeah, and I can feel it deep down in me too.
You know, so don't confuse things, because we think, oh, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad when you brag about something that you didn't do, or you say things that you don't trust or are not, you know, in alignment with what you believe you are. But when you own your story, people will go either silent or they will come, okay, Natalie, how did you do that? I want the recipe for success. What are your 3 tips for success? Oh my God, this woman is, you know, rocking in the coaching industry. How did she do it? And they will want to know the story. And that is your story. I mean, my story, okay, it's about being bipolar. It's about meeting this guy in a hospital. It's about a deep connection in a certain moment. I had to be in Dubai. I wasn't in Dubai. I was in the hospital. He was in the hospital. And it was as if the universe said, okay, Gabi, what do you want? You want to go to Dubai or you want to meet the man of your dreams? Dubai, the man of your dreams? What do you want? Oh, I think I want the man of my dreams. Fuck Dubai. I'll go, you know, later.
This is really talking to me. Own your brilliance is just, it was an error.
Yeah, and it, you see, when you believe it's your truth, you are humble.
Mm. I have no trouble listening to you saying this. So, because to me it's obvious you're brilliant from day one. It's been obvious.
You know, we are mirrors. So if you see this in me, it's because you are brilliant as well. Otherwise, you know, you cannot recognize in some bit.
You know, this is what I tell my clients all the time, and I forget them.
Because you talked about mirrors and mirroring back, and it's what we do in coaching. So
yep,
I believe that we're having this conversation for a purpose, because I was, you know, I was out with my friends and I said, okay, I'm going to be on time for Natalie. I know we're going to have a powerful conversation. I know she's going to, you know, deliver maximum value, not for my audience, for her clients and for her life.
Yeah. No, I think you got it, definitely. And what helped me was, you know, this battle between genius and humble, and all your brilliance is definitely a golden arrow, a love arrow. This is a love arrow, definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, you know, for trusting me and for being here and being real, you know. It takes courage to be real.
Yeah. Yes. You helped me a lot today.
So
you will be this woman. You will be the president.
I'm not attached to that. You know what I say to myself? I say it could happen in 4 years, 40 years,
in 20 or never, but
or never. But who
I
would
can
I
feel
have
it.
to be? Yeah, who would I have to be? How would I need to show up every single day to get closer to that dream. And when I wake up in the morning and I say, you know, you want to be the first female president, just act like that.
I love this.
So it's all about the journey, you know, it's about the process, trusting the process, and baby steps, baby steps.
Yep. It's funny. You know, I should record myself when I speak to my clients. It's exactly what I say, but sometimes I just need to hear it by myself.
Okay, so in my coaching sessions, I have this one final question. What is your one word that you take away? One word. And I want to think about this word. You're going in an amazing trip, maybe to Bali, maybe to Maldives, maybe to Miami, and you pack everything and you put this word in that suitcase. And it's not for you to remember this conversation, but it's for you to take away.
That would be brilliant. No doubt.
Okay, and coming back, what was the common thread that was happening all your life and you didn't know what it was?
Being brilliant and being me and trying to help as much as I can using.
There is no try. You're not trying to help. You're either helping or not helping.
I help. I've always wanted to help. I've always wanted to create, to be at the service of people. Even when I was in corporation, it was the same.
Thank you.
Innovate and create.
Thank you for bringing your brilliance to the table today.
Thank you to you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for interrupting your day for me. No, I really appreciate so much that you did this for me. And thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.